Okay. My mic is finally recording. This is not what I usually do, but hey. This is gonna be a lot more personal than I'd personally like. Uh, Today we're gonna be talking about something that has a major part of the reason I still use Discord, being music bots. And you can already guess what this is gonna be about considering what's recently went down. We're gonna be talking about my favorite music bot, Groovy. Yeah, this is script, by the way. I actually like handwritten like multiple pages of like script. Originating back in 2016, Groovy, a music bot created by Nick and his team, had grown immensely popular over the course of its lifetime in response to its end of service, due to a cease and desist order sent by YouTube because of something related to commercial use, which I can only guess can be from the premium features that it offered to those that donated. I got into Discord at around 2018, and mainly because I finally found a server worth joining, which was Ace's server, which is still the server I talk in the most. But I got sick of Fredboat, whatever the fuck you want to call that piece of shit, and as well as Rhythm, while talking to my friends and playing games and whatnot. So I made a server, got a couple music bots to test out, like Octave, Rhythm, Hydra, Groovy, and Freddyboat, and during that more concise dive, found the surface level intricacies of Groovy to be extremely appealing, and moreover, it was really user friendly, like especially considering that the audio quality really surpassed the competition I had there that day. Like, at the time, Octave was the only one that really stood up to Groovy. This testing period was completely done alone, and I had to find very good songs to test them with. Honestly, the best song to test bass, because a lot of bots actually tend to get bass wrong, or like very muddy. So what I ended up playing was Sukai by the Gorillas, so that's one way to test it. Eventually in Aceland, I was spending hours in the dedicated music channel with other users during online school to avoid getting bored. And getting fed up with Freddyboat's crashing, I suggested that Groovy be added to the server. And thankfully, it was, as it was a much superior option to Freddyboat. Even now, when it's fucking dead of the time of me now writing and now reciting the script. After it was added, I began using that channel a lot more, to the point where I now generally don't join a VC in a server and don't have music going on in a bot. But anyways, now that we've talked about my history, we can now discuss the features. Most of this is going to be recited from memory, because, I can't exactly use Groovy now to test it. Again, like, this footage was taken on the day it was getting ceased. But anyways, let's first talk about the prefix. The prefix is dash, and let me just tell you, a good prefix is right next to the P button. Mainly because generally it's a prefix followed by P and then the link that does the command to play a song. So being able to quickly do that is nice. I would very much consider it the best default prefix. Other quirks that Groovy has involves how you use reactions to navigate the queue. And another feature being the ability to move and remove tracks in the queue. You can jump to a specific song in the queue using the jump command, and you can move it up and down, have it follow the current song playing, or if you want to piss off your friends, make it the last one in the queue. The ability to remove songs from the queue, and more importantly, remove multiple tracks via the remove range command, was a first for me at the time, and as I had been deprived of such a feature thanks to Freddy Boat. Yeah, I'm going to be mentioning Freddy Boat a lot during this. Now, the main things that made it surpass Octave at the time and other contemporaries include its ability to handle playlists over 1,000 songs. At the time, I think Octave can only handle 500 songs at most, but this is just this is kind of a huge. This isn't a huge downside if you don't have playlists that big, or if you just don't add playlists to begin with. And another thing, with Groovy, it lists out who added the song when it plays, or when it gets queued in. So you know who added a song, and you can tell who the hell rickrolled you. And I have to repeat, being able to play playlists over 1,000 songs, it's not a huge upside, but it's still something that its contemporaries can't boast of with Octave, again, capping at 500. The reliability of the bot is quite nice, given that I was able to use it for over 24 hours straight from March 31st to April 1st. Oh, that was a session. I wish I didn't do that, but hey, it was worth it. One negative that can technically be complained about is the fact that it could lag sometimes and make it so the BPM of the song is slightly off at times. But to me, that still beats having it crash completely when you have an already long queue, only to have to add back each track individually and only from YouTube. Still, it's a worthy sacrifice, if you ask me. And moreover, this can be nullified by another feature that I consider incredibly neat and a first for me. Because this is very important, considering that it's the only bot I've seen do this, and it deafens itself by default. The reason that Groovy lists that it deafens itself is because it is to prevent even the mere hint of the idea that it is listening in on conversations. And that is incredibly thoughtful. And more, the ability to support multiple platforms of music is important, fairly standard across many bots, but one thing I recall being unique about Groovy at the time is the ability to play actual files. By now, this is probably a moot point, because I have seen other bots that can play direct files. And I should mention because I did end up testing this at one point with a friend. Don't worry, it does not play Pornhub links. If you are someone making a bot, please do not actually make those links compatible. From its reliability to its audio quality to the more finely tuned small features and intricate commands, Groovy was incredibly polished in comparison to other bots, which is why it's hard for me to replace it with another bot. And from here on out, I will always compare other bots to Groovy, as I see a bigger picture of what I initially saw. I see now that it's important with the quality that Groovy presented that it be matched for God knows how long during the school year I have to deal with. I will take my time looking at bots and taking proper notes and seeing how they measure up to Groovy. because I kind of do want to get into the groove of reviewing bots. And only in its death do I really see what it offered compared to its contemporaries. Groovy, despite being a bot, to me was like a best friend. It's like having a reliable pair of headphones that block out a fair amount of noise. If you find yourself in a rough spot or in a place that's unsafely loud, they become your best friend. Groovy saved me from from the impending boredom at school at that time, as it was during quarantine that I really started putting in what could be 1,000 or more hours into it. But with all that said, I'm feeling a decent strong 10. Transition? What did you I can't do the fucking Anthony 15. But anyways, what did you guys think? A little tangent review thing. I honestly wish to get a lot better at producing these types of videos in the future like this. I'm probably gonna add the outro now, and I'm gonna have a fun time editing this audio.